What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another day in Car Mechanic Simulator 2021 with me, the Virtual Mechanic, and today's project is a very special build. This is my custom-built Morena Bizzarini, or however we are supposed to say this one. There is a lot of customization, mostly in the engine bay of this one, which we're going to get to see a little bit later on. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you guys are going to enjoy this one too. It is our competition entry for the official Red Dot Games Discord server. Am I going to take the win and end up on my own pinboard, or will somebody else sneak in there and grab it? Who's going to win? You all decide when this video comes out on Thursday. The competition will have already been over, but you may still have time to vote for your favourite. And if you want to come and vote for mine, head over to the link in the description below and take part in the competition by entering. You can't enter, it's too late, but by voting for your favourite, and then stay tuned for the next one because it will be starting very, very shortly. So let's crack on with this beautiful, beautiful car. Let's get in and have a look. As I said, it is the Morena Bizzarini. Morena Bizzarini? That's what we're going to go with. I think that sounds about right. Almost 270,000 kilometers on this one. It is obviously custom, so we've called it the VM Special, and you know the drill. If you want to grab hold of this one yourself, you have to click the join button below, £2.99 a month, and join the VM Garage Club. Come and join us with a lovely little area on Discord where we can come and chat. You can come and get hold of all my configs and liveries if you want to play around with them, or my new ones anyway, and support me in making content for YouTube via Car Mechanic Simulator, which I'm very happy about. So if you can join, do. And if you can't, I completely understand. But just continue supporting the content the same way you always have by watching the content that I create. So there, this is what we're going with today. It's going to be a lot of fun, and it's very custom. Did I get a good deal for it? No, of course I didn't. 38,589 is what I paid, and I can only sell it for 29,437 as it stands. And we won't be drag racing this one, so that 9,152 we are losing out on. It's going to be quite hard to claw that one back, because today it is our showcar board build. Our showcar board build? Showcar board build. No, that actually works. It didn't sound right when I said it out loud, but it actually works. This is what we're going for, so I am going to need a score from you out of 10 in the comments below to decide where this is going to go on the board. But obviously, right now, we can't really see. It's just a rusting, dirty shell. So we need to get all the customization on this one, put this one back together, and make it look absolutely fantastic. So let's get started with that. Let's get this beautiful beast into the car wash. Let's get it cleaned up. The Morena's in the car wash. We can already see it's predominantly blue underneath all that dust, but let's get it properly clean and see what we've got going on underneath all of that. Is it just blue all the way around? Do we have any missing panels? I mean, we have some missing panels, but it is blue all the way around. It is a nice looking blue. I mean, we're missing the trunk lid and the rear bumper, but more on that a little bit later on. Let's get the interior done. Get this beast back on the lifter. Get that engine ripped out of there and start stripping everything down. The Bizzarini is up in the air. Oh, too far. The engine's at the back. Let's check for that oil pan. There is an oil pan in there, so let's get all of that oil drained out before we rip that engine out of there. So out you come, all you lovely oil. Oh, you lovely. There was hardly anything in there for a V12. That's missing a lot of oil. Now, we are missing some stuff from this rear suspension. As you can see, there is a lot of that all missing up there, which we will sort out a little bit later on. But for the minute, all we need to get is this rear drive shaft. Out you come. And then over to this side for this cheeky little starter just down here. And I do think we need to get this front exhaust section out as well. Out you come and out you come. And then off with this gearbox, and that should be everything. We should be able to rip this beautiful V12 out of here. We are swapping it, as I don't think I did mention. I was supposed to mention that, but I forgot. Let's get it back down for the moment. There is two V12 availables. They are almost identical. The one that starts in it is the V12 double overhead cam MRN engine. We are going to be swapping it for the V12 double overhead cam ARZ engine. This is the one that's available with the drag racing DLC. A little bit more power, a little bit more fancy, and it shows up with this part in red. Not that we're going to be keeping it that way. We will be changing the colours anyway. Mostly did it for the little bit more power. So let's go and get that engine ripped out of there and ready to swap into that new one. So out you come. Nice and easy. That is what we like. And let's see what we got going on inside the engine bay. I have done a few little bits moving around here, as you can see. I don't know how familiar you are with this build, but normally this isn't here. This isn't here. There are pushed further back, and there's an air filter in the middle. I've got rid of the air filter. You'll understand why a little bit later on. But we've got the battery and the coolant reservoir back here. Then we've got the ABS pump and a module just on the back wall, along with the power steering reservoir. Two fuel tanks with two fuel pumps in at the middle. And then up the front, we've got our lovely ECU Type B fuse box, wishy-washy reservoir, and then we've got a radiator A, and then medium intercooler at the front, along with our brake servo just tucked in the front there as well. All looking fantastic, but we need to get all these liquids drained. There's one from there, and there. Is there a nice spot where we can actually see them all without moving, and I can reach them all? Oh, not well. Oh, there we go. This one here will do. So right-click, additional tools, drain tool. Click on hold on whichever container you want to drain the liquids out of, and it will drain the liquids. Nice and simple. I'm going to get the rest of this done. The rest of this underside all stripped off and ready to go. And then when we come back, it'll be time to sort out the body parts and maybe some of the bonus parts for this beautiful Morena Bizzarini. That's the engine and suspension all sorted, including building that brand new engine for this beast. But now we need to get in and sort all of this bodywork out. So let's just crack on with stripping this all down. Put a headlight on there, the front bumper, and what have we got going on around here? There isn't a fender. There is a door, mirror, and window there, though, and also a body window there. Around to the back. We've not got a rear bumper, so let's just get the tail lights and the license plate off of there and get that rear window in there out. That should be all of that. No window there, nothing there. Door and a mirror. And that should be everything. We just got to get this interior out. So let's just get the one seat that we got in there left out. We will be swapping that one out to something a bit different later anyway. But is that everything? That's not the screen I want. 1% on there and nothing showing up on there. We bought the car for a little under 40,000 and the frame is at 30%. What do we reckon? I think this is going to be quite high. I'm going to say 2,500. 2,200, not too far off for the Bizzarini or whatever we're calling it. Let's have a look at the body shop for it. So we've got the body workstation. There you are. That's all your normal parts in there. Nice and simple. And then if we go down to the body tuning shop, you've got all, wherever it is, there it is, all your alternative parts there. Now we are using some of this, but not all of this. I've already got it preset out as how I want it to go. So let's crack on and start getting this beautiful car all back together. I'm going to go repair what I need to repair, and then we'll come back, get the rest of this on, and include some of the bonus parts. That's everything repaired that can be repaired. So let's start getting this back together and see what we've missed out on. Hood. We didn't actually even have a hood, so never mind. We're going to need both the headlights. Front bumper, we've kept this one the old school style, the original style, the basic version on there, looking nice. Doors are just the doors, and we'll get the mirrors on as well. Around we go, on you go, and we'll get that mirror in there as well. Then we need to go and buy some of the bits that are missing, which I think it's mostly just the windows, this trunk lid, and the tail lights. We'll get that license plate on there, just a blank VM plate, looking good for the time being. So let's go buy all the pieces we need to buy, and I'll be back in a second. I think that's everything bought, so let's start getting it back on. We've gone for the alternative trunk B on the back, just because I quite like the blacked out vents on there, which we'll see a bit clearer a little bit later on. For the tail, oh, I haven't bought the tail lights. We didn't buy tail lights. Let's go back in. I want to go for the alternative tail lights. Just the B's on there, nice and simple. So let's get them on. In you go, and in you go there. Then we can get all of these windows in around the vehicle. In you go, on you go. Let's get round to the other side and get these in as well. In you go, and in you go. And then for the hood, we went for the alternative hood, the B hood with the slit and the sort of lumpy bit at the top there, looking nice. And then for the headlights, we kept it with the standard closed ones, so you can't see the headlights in there. And I think that's everything for the body. We aren't using a rear bumper today. You'll see why a little bit later on. Keeping that one open for a very specific Lamborghini-inspired reason. If that doesn't give it away, nothing will. But let's get on and get the interior in. The steering wheel today, we've obviously gone for the VMA steering wheel. In you go there. And for the seats, Multiply's lovely Recaro seat. Looking fantastic. The size has been adjusted so they fit in really nicely in there. I have already checked all of that. It looks good, but let's see. Have we got everything? On we go. 100%, 100%, 100%. Absolutely fantastic. Now we can crack on and get a couple of these bonus parts in. I'm not going to do them all, although you will see that there is a lot just there. A lot to go in. We're just going to start with the front pieces for the moment. I've got a plate wide in here and a plate wide in here, just giving that a bit of an angled piece at the front there. And then on the, if I could get it, if I could reach the button. No, you're still not going to let me? We'll try it again. Third time's the charm. There we go. And then down here, you can see we've got lots of tubing. We've also got the spoiler 3, and then there's a double turbo. You've seen it now. You know what's going to happen. And That goes in there looking absolutely fantastic. I'm not sure what we're going to do with the colour of those pieces just yet. We will find that one out a little bit later on once we get into the paint shop. But if we go round to the back, all of this stuff is going to look fantastic. I will just throw one part on so you can see. I'm going to take it back off. We just got a beautiful twin turbo sticking out the back where the bumper should be down there. And all of the tubing is to connect it all up to a relative level of how it should function. We have a few extra parts to go in there later as well, but I'm going to take that one back off for the time being, and we'll come back to it a little bit later on. But for now, let's get this beautiful car into the paint shop and see what I've done with the beautiful livery. In the paint booth with what is going to be our twin turbo Bizzarini, and we followed that through in the livery just a little bit. I've edited the standard livery. It no longer comes down the front fully and is no longer 3 stripes wide, just that one thick main stripe in there. And I've taken that front bonus part off because we're going to change that colour a little bit later on. We're going to give it a go at least anyway. But up around the stripe goes over the top. Twin turbo written in the fender vents in there, looking nice. And then we've also got that big white spoiler with the twin turbo print in it as well, looking fantastic. We also deleted a little bit from around here. Took me a little bit while to find where that stripe came down over and which part it was on. This livery, honestly, for how simple and basic it is, it took me so long to make. I was getting very frustrated with the rust map for this one. So that's what we ended up with. That's all we've got, nice and simple on it. This is the colour for the matte purple. It looks absolutely beautiful in my opinion. And we've also set it to white bolts everywhere apart from on the rims, because I think we're going to go for white rims anyway, but I want it to be all white rather than a few little bolts in a separate colour white. So let's get all of that painted on there. There we go. That's looking good. Now, in my head, when I was first designing this, I saw gold everywhere, like all of the metal work around all this twin turbo and stuff being in gold. But I'm not sure, so it may either come out chrome or it may come out gold. Did we end up with some white on the... Oh, no, that's just some screw bolts. I thought that was a white on the steering wheel then. But I don't know how that happened, but there we go. So I'm still in two minds. It might be white, it might be chrome, it might be, it might be gold, it might be chrome, or it might be brushed aluminium for all the piping under there. But in my head, I'm still seeing gold, so we shall see. The engine bay is very purple, so we're going to use some white, and then whatever the other colour is, gold, chrome, or aluminium on there. Maybe a bit of purple, and obviously we've got the white bolts going on there as well. We might even splash in some black. We're also going to add some purple, hopefully, to these seats, get them looking fantastic. Maybe a bit of purple to that steering wheel as well. And then we've got some other bonus parts to get. This plate here is going to stay in the purple. I think it looks quite nice. And we'll see what we do with the rest of it. So I'm going to paint a few bits now that we're going to throw back on. And then we'll have a look at it back on the lifter where you can see everything, because you can't see this front piece when it's on the ground here. So I'm going to get a few bits painted. And I'll meet you back at the lifter when we changed a few bits. And we're ready to get it all back together. That's everything painted on the Morena Bizzarini. And as you can tell, we've already got all the suspension in. But before we come to that, let's talk about the extra painted little bits. Obviously, we added some white to this lovely little front lip spoiler just on here. Looking fantastic. Also put some white on the lovely mirrors there. And also got some purple on those beautiful seats in there. Looking fantastic. And just a little bit of purple on the bolts and the logo on this steering wheel there. That door clips a lot through that pillar, obviously. Round to the back, not much has really changed on there. Nothing at all, I don't think. No, everything as it was. But let's get in and talk about the engine bay areas. So at the front here, we've got a purple fuse box, a purple brake booster. Our ECU's just tucked in there. And a white windshield wishy-washy reservoir. Almost said it wrong there for the first time ever. Down to the back, if we go into here, I'm just going to go into photo mode so we can jump up over the top. We've got gold and purple on our lovely ABS pumper module. Over here, the power steering reservoir is just in a black. Then we've got a couple of bonus parts, flat plates just on here, giving us a little shelf for the coolant reservoir and the battery to sit on with white, gold and purple on that beautiful battery in there, looking fantastic. That's enough of that for the moment, though. Let's talk about the suspension as we go underneath. Rear suspension, purple, gold, and a few splashes of white on there. I think it looks absolutely beautiful. The white will make sense when we come to the wheels a bit later on. Purple fuel tanks, and it's all looking beautiful. At the front is very similar. Just we got a purple cross member at the front here as well. Everything else is pretty much the same. White bushings on the purple, purple bushings on the gold. If I swing around to this side, you can see it a little bit better. All looking fantastic. Gold radiators and a gold medium intercooler there at the front. But that's enough of that. Let's go and sort out this beautiful V12 as we go into the next room. It is looking fantastic already on the block there. The main block is purple and a bit of gold. We've got a white oil filter up there. The oil pans in a purple, and then the heads are just in a white on there, and they're looking absolutely fantastic. We've also got the fuel filter in a white as well. But let's crack on and talk about what's on the inside of this engine. Obviously, being a V12, each head needs 6 spark plugs, so 12 of them in total. Then we've got 2 camshaft A's on either side, so 4 of them in total, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 camshaft caps per camshaft, so 10 per side, 20 in the total. Well, let's get on and start getting the rest of this together, starting with these cam gears. I did go for some TKAftermarket cam gears on this one. The i4 adjustable cam gears do fit on the V12, and we've just done them in a solid gold, looking beautiful. We've got a timing chain shoe in the middle in a purple. Let's just get you all bolted up. And then we've obviously got our serpentine belt on there, and then a couple more timing chain shoes. Even though it's a serpentine belt and not a timing chain, it all still makes sense on you go and on you go. Main timing cover on the front's in a purple on there, looking lovely on you go. And then we've got a couple more timing covers to go. If I can click on them, timing cover B is in white and gold, and timing cover C is also in that white and gold. They're looking fantastic on there. Then we've got a water pump, which is in a white and gold again. You guessed it. That is the colour theme of what is going on, and it looks absolutely beautiful. And then up the top here, we've got the thermostat in a purple and gold, just keeping it all going, separated, looking lovely. With the timing chain cover in the top there, just in the cheeky little purple. Let's crack on. Crankshaft pulley in a white on you go. Then we've got idle rollers, which are gold, one there and one just up there in you go. We've also got the power steering pump, which is in purple and gold. Again, looking fantastic. All the bolts will go white when we throw it in the engine bay, by the way. Just covering that one up. Alternator's just in a purple, sat on them golden arms, looking fantastic. Then we've got a couple of water pump pulleys in you go, both in the purple and looking very, very nice. In you go, and then we should be able to do the belt now. Yes, we can. 17 belt B, just blacked out as per usual. And we've also got a white belt tensioner in there, just finishing that off. Looking good. Up we go. Let's go to the engine head covers. These are in a beautiful purple, and they really are looking lovely. We're not going to see much of them because there is a giant intake manifold that goes on the top of this. You'll see it in a little while, but we'll get all the ignition coils in you go. 6 on either side, all in a beautiful white. Just keeping up with that theme again, looking fantastic. Let's get this side done and get it all up to the same space. That's that all done. Let's crack on. We've got our beautiful big intake manifold on top. It is gold normally, but I have added gold to it, so it's the same gold as everywhere else. On you go. Looking beautiful. Loving that one. Think it looks fantastic. Then we've got a fuel rail in the top, which is in a purple with a little bit of gold in there as well. You can just about see that on there. Throttles are in a white and gold. Looking good. On you go. They're going to look good a little bit later on. I cannot wait for this to all be finished. I think you guys are going to love this one. Some of you might not, and I completely understand that. Some of you will be like, that's not how that works. But we'll deal with that when we come to it later. The exhaust manifolds, all in a matching gold as well. And yes, the rest of the exhaust is all going to be in a beautiful gold. And we will see it not too long. In fact, we're almost finished with this engine. We'll get it in the car. We've got lots of bonus parts to get in, as well as the rest of that exhaust. So let's crack on with that. All finished now. There we go. That is that engine in white, purple, and gold. Looking absolutely fantastic. Let's get it off this stand and let's get it dropped into the Bizzarini. In we go with that V12 into the Bizzarini. Let's get you installed. We've got lots of additional parts still to go in. I'm just going to show you the map of it now so you can see still lots of little green dots to go in there. We'll come to that in just a minute. But before we do that, let's get this one up in the air. Let's get the gearbox and a few bits like that in. We do have some exhaust parts. The rest of it is bonus parts with some extra piping, which we will deal with. Anyway, let's get started. Gearbox in you go in the purple and gold. Again, looking beautiful. I love this colour combination. So, so nice. The start around the side here, just in a cheeky little white. And now we can see all of the white bolts just bolting everything up. Looks absolutely fun. It really just changes how the front end looks, in my opinion. But let's get on. We got drive axles to go in. Both in just a cheeky little purple, keeping the black ribs on there. On you go. And on you go there. Then we've got the first pieces of our front exhaust section in that beautiful gold. As we said, it's all going to be gold. We'll come to these rear exhaust tips in just a moment. But before we do that, we now need to get on with some bonus parts. So let's just start getting all of this in. And let's see if we can make this seem sensible and smart. Starting with, I think, down the back here, they're all... Oh, well, in fact, I'll tell you what, we'll put on the twin turbo bit first. On you go in a beautiful white and gold on there, looking fantastic. Let's get back in behind. So this first slot here, this is, I believe, going from the exhaust into the turbo. So if we do that one and that one, that takes it from the main exhaust down through there into the turbo, around the turbo, obviously, when it goes down there, and then it will come through here and go into the internals of the engine. So let's see if we can follow this route and see if it makes a bit of sense. Down there you go. Next one in there, I believe. Yes, then we want to go up. Is it that one? It is that one that goes up, and then I think it's going to be this big one at the top that I can't actually reach. Oh, that's a bit unfortunate. Well, maybe I can. I just needed to be at the right angle. That's not the right one, but that's a separate piece going in and around there. So we do want this one here to finish off the top. There we go. And that does go in to the throttle inside that intake. Coming off of this bonus part here, which we will finish the route backwards now, is a high-flow air filter. High-flow air filter. We'll get a proper look at that one a little bit later. What that does it brings in air from the vent in through here. Then we come down through this side as we go down. Down we come. Is that everything? Yeah, coming up from there into there, down here. And then this one drops in to the turbo inlet. So we get exhaust and fresh air from the outside as well. The other side all matches up exactly the same. So I'm just going to crack on and get all of that in. I think it's going to look fantastic. Then we'll take a full look at it and we'll get the rest of this all finished off. Well, as you can see, that is a lot of crazy pipe work in there. I think it looks absolutely beautiful. I'm loving it. But we've got to get the exhaust tips on. So let's just get on with that, and then we'll take a look inside and see how everything looks. So we'll go with them. Rear muffler Ds, obviously in the gold, just finishing off the outside area here. Looking beautiful. Well, let's just go into photo mode so we can have a little bit of a fly around on the inside. In fact, we'll go up and we'll start from the top. There we go. As you can see, I did say they go into the throttles in there. These ones wrap around the side, down underneath, follow it all the way through, around here, into the intake. Obviously, the other way, it's actually coming from the intake. But there we go, in through the turbo. And then as we come out, we've got from the exhaust, obviously coming out of our, if I could get there smartly enough, our exhaust manifolds come down here, out of this exhaust, into this tubing, and down into the turbo there. And obviously this piping here comes up, around through, goes in through there just a little bit, round through that wall, down through there, and then out through the side into our lovely air filters, which are in with our side vents in the car. It is the same on both sides, but I honestly think this looks absolutely fantastic. And yes, I am aware I don't know the actual dynamics of how a turbo works, but I looked at a map, basic map, and saw that that is a way a turbo could work. So that's what I went for on this build. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. Do let me know what you think in the comments below. And don't forget to give this beautiful car a score out of 10. But that's pretty much all of that done now. Let's get this one back down on the ground, and let's get some windows tinted and some wheels done in the paint shop. And today we've gone for the Rim 1A, one of my classic favourites. So let's just pick our standard white. And I'm feeling like I was just going to go straight up solid white, but I'm feeling like we go white and gold with this one, if I can get it to go. No, not for that one. I love the little gold bolts on there. That looks fantastic, but I didn't want this bit black. Not for you. White and gold. White rim, gold in the centre. Can we do the other way round? We can't. So white rim and gold in the center, I think, is what we're going to go for on that one. It does look very good. I'm not going to lie. I'm very impressed with that, especially when we're going to have the white brake calipers behind it as well. It is going to look good. Enough of that. Let's get this painted. Let's get these wheels back together and get them onto the car. Just balancing this last wheel now. So let's get this on and get these beautiful wheels onto the car and get this car all finished off, hopefully looking fantastic. I've had a bit of a frame drop with this car. I'm going down to about 36 frames per second from the normal 60 that I normally get. But anyway, let's get on. Let's get these rear wheels on. If we throw these ones down here. So for the rears, you want 305 width, 25 profile, 19-inch rim, and an ET of 20. ET of 20 to bring it out there so it doesn't clip with the TKAftermarket brake calipers. Looking absolutely fantastic on there with obviously our Toyo tyres, which come thanks to TKAftermarket, but from Payne's Patreon. You can sign up to that one. Just go and find DeadBob777 on Patreon. Nice and easy to sign up to that one and get access to these beautiful tyres, along with plenty of other mods as well. But anyway, enough of that. Let's crack on. I didn't talk about the front rim sizes. So it's a 245 width rim at the front with a 25 profile, an 18-inch rim, so a little bit slimmer, sorry, but still ET of 20 on there for the front rim. And it is looking beautiful. I am loving that. Is this car all finished apart from window tinting, which we really should do. That's all on 100%. It is. So let's get these window tints done and get this car back down on the ground. I don't know what we're going to play around with today, so let's just get in and take a look, starting with the windshield and my low frame rate for whatever reason. So let's go. I mean, 70 doesn't look too bad. Let's give 70 a bash for the front and the sides. Body window A, you can be all up at 100%. Thank you in there. So can you. Then we'll got the rear window. Yeah, that can be 100% as well. And then we should have the door windows, which I want down to 70, same as the windshield. On you go and on you go. And let's see what else we can play around with. Front bumper, are you going to change? You are going to change, but I don't think, maybe we do want them clear though. If I just give them minimum percentage, which is 1, and just keep them cleared lenses on there, looking good. Let's go round to the headlight. I'm not worried about the headlight. It's under a cover. Let's just see what else we got. Tail lights. Do we want to clear lens these ones? Because we could do that as well. We could even black lens them. In fact, they don't look bad. Maybe not all the way black. Let's go for... Let's go 25. Actually, didn't look too bad there, did it? I like it to be exact. That was up by 10, so never mind. Let's go back down to 25. You can see like the single LEDs. That looks good. That's what we're going to go with. Left tail light, right tail light. Let's get you tinted down as well. Do we have any other options? No, that is everything. So that should be all the tinting done. Let's just check our window tints so we can see out of this car, even though we're not racing it today. So that's absolutely fine what we can see out there. Loving that. Let's get the tint machine put away. Let's get this car back down fully on the ground. Get it outside in the sun. One last thing to do on the beautiful twin turbo Bizzarini. Let's just get on and swap this license plate around onto the one we're actually using for this build, which is twin turbs, obviously slightly abbreviated because it wouldn't fit on, but twin turbs on the beautiful Morena Bizzarini, or Marine, however you say that, Bizzarini, don't know. Lost on it, but this beautiful twin turbo is looking absolutely fantastic. I think this one's turned out great. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below, as well as giving it a score out of 10. And if you want this config for yourself, you have to click the join button below, become a member of the VM Garage Club, where I make all of my configs and liveries available to all of my lovely members through Discord. So if you want access to this one, click the join button below, £2.99 a month, whatever that would be in your local currency. But let's get on and see what this beautiful V12 sounds like. Obviously, the twin turbo's bonus parts, so we won't get any twin turbo noises. Bit of a shame, but never mind. Let's get it started. See what that V12 purrs like. The standard V12. Not that grumbly, not that mean on just a tick over, but still sounding quite nice. Let's give it some gas, though. And that's where you get the V12 whine. Sounding beautiful at that top end. Only be made better by that twin turbo noise if we can get it. But let's get this beautiful beast onto the dyno, see what its horsepower is and what its drag rating could be. On the dyno then, with the VM special Morena Bizzarini, or however you say that one, with its V12 twin turbo power plant. We did swap the engine, 570 something from the beginning. Now the factory's 597. What have we gained? How much have we added to this beautiful car? A gain of 789 horsepower, 133%. Very happy with that. Bringing us up to 1,385, almost 1,400 horsepower from this beautiful, beautiful car. Drag rating of A-Class, 785. I was expecting it to be a little bit higher, but these things happen. We've got race tyres on instead of slicks. That all affects it, so not quite as high as it could be. But it's still going to be pretty good nonetheless. Not that we're racing this one today. Not at all. Show car, so I just need a score from you out of 10 to get this one onto the board. But we will have a look at the standard gearbox tune. I've changed nothing about that. That is how it comes, so feel free to play with that one to your heart's content. Make it as fast or as slow as you possibly want it. We do have a Stage 3 fully tuned ECU in here as well, giving us 16%. There is a short you can view just by clicking in the top right corner here if you're on PC, or there's a link in the description below on how to easily tune the ECU every time, along with a link to a separate video to how to easily tune the carburetors every time, even though they're not on this build. But anyway, that's enough of that. So let's get this car back outside in the sun. See, if we were to sell it, we'd be able to sell it on for a bit of profit. And then I need you guys to give me that score out of 10 so I know where this one's going to sit on the show car board. Honestly, I'm so pleased with how this one turned out. It is unbelievable. Yes, the livery isn't over the top. It is nothing special, but it still suits the car very, very well. And all the purple, white and gold Absolutely fantastic. Loving the twin turbo and all the piping we've done in that engine bay there. But let's talk some facts and figures. I bought the car at the beginning of the episode for 38,589 and could have sold it at a loss of 9,152. But we didn't do that. We spent a further 96,207 upgrading, tuning, modifying and painting this beautiful car to how you see it in front of you today, with a total spend of 134,796. If we were to sell this one, would there be some money to be made? Let's get in. Let's take a look. Well, there she is, all finished, still almost 270,000 kilometers on this one. Obviously, I didn't drive it anywhere. I've had no need to drive this one today. It is a show car. It's meant to just sit in front of the shop and look pretty. That's all it is, which is why I need that score from you out of 10 in the comments. So make sure you leave a comment below with the score out of 10. Don't care if you don't like, if you aren't subscribed, anything like that. Just leave me a comment with a score out of 10 so we can get this one onto the beautiful show car board. All 100% finished. We did squeeze a lot more power out of that V12 engine, from 597 horsepower to 1,385, a gain of 133%. But it did cost us 134,790 to get there. If we were to sell this one, would we make money? Yes, and quite a lot of it too. 322,786 is what we could sell this one for. Take away the 134,000 we spent, leaves us with 187,990 profit if we were to sell this one, which we are obviously not doing. This one will be going into parking for the moment, going up over there for the next video until we get some scores out of 10 and get it on the board, and we'll see if it ends up in the wonderful top 4 out the front here. I love this build. I really do. It is one of my personal favorite builds. I just love all the pipework in the engine bay. It took me so long to do it, but was totally worth it. I love this car. Absolutely beautiful. Let me know what you think in the comments below. But what have we got coming up next? This is another mod from Jackal, and I am so excited for this one. You will not believe. I cannot wait to customize this bad boy, especially with all the painting options and the things like that. But you know it. This is a Volkswagen Splitty. Type 1, I believe. Yeah, Volkswagen, a Type 1, a double cab, a pickup Splitty. I prefer, obviously, the full camper, but a pickup will be absolutely perfect. I cannot wait to customize this with all the colors. I'm hopefully going to make this one look absolutely fantastic. I went for the cream interior on this one. It's available in the barn, the junkyard, or the auction house. We obviously got ours from the bad auction house, but it's not in too bad condition. If we have a look on here, we did not get a good deal for it in any way, shape, or form. 66,409 is what I paid, and I could currently sell it for 53,367, losing out on 13,042. That's quite a high deficit to claw back from this Type 1 double cab pickup, but it is a Splitty, so it looks fantastic. Real life, this would sell for so much profit, it would be unbelievable. The engine in this one is the B6 M64.01, pumping out a whopping 44 horsepower from this beautiful Splitty double cab pickup. I'm so 44 horsepower. I wasn't quite expecting that. I'm not going to lie. I was expecting a little bit more, but there we go. I was going to say we're going to drag race it. I think we're going to drag race it anyway. Let's just see if this is going to be the slowest car ever, even after we give it a full tune-up. I'm definitely looking forward to it. It's a mod by Jackal. It looks fantastic, and I cannot wait to get stuck in. So make sure you join us back here on Monday for the beautiful double cab Splitty pickup Volkswagen Type 1. Absolutely beautiful. I love it. I cannot wait to customize it. What did you think of the Morena Bizzarini, or however we're saying it? I think that one looks absolutely fantastic. Don't forget to give me a score out of 10. And if you want access to that config and livery, click the join button below, such as the current members on screen. They will have access and can play with it to their heart's content. Absolutely fantastic. £2.99 a month, whatever that would be in your local currency. The main thing is it supports me and enables me to continue creating Car Mechanic Simulator content for you guys. And if you do want to see that, it is a great way to support me. But if you can't afford it, I totally understand. Continue supporting me the way you are by watching the content I create. Thank you so much for watching. Have a beautiful day, whatever it is you're getting up to. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.
Like and subscribe for Virtual Mechanic.